Kenya's human rights record has witnessed unprecedented and grave violations that have shocked the nation. This is according to the latest report by the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, which has documented 57 deaths and 15 abductions between December 2024 and December 2025. A total of 2,848 complaints were recorded, with economic, social and cultural rights emerging as the largest category at 1,381 cases, followed by 1,171 complaints on civil and political rights and 299 on group rights, among others. As NTV's Laban Shaban reports, KNCHR is calling for urgent reforms to end extrajudicial killings, torture and enforced disappearances.
Kenya's deteriorating human rights situation and shrinking civic space is glaring, especially when citizens take to the streets to demand accountability from the government. The latest state-sponsored Kenya National Commission on Human Rights report underscores the nation's faltering human rights standards.
Kenya's human rights performance during the period under review witnessed unprecedented and grave human rights violations that shocked the nation.
This period followed the youth-led protests in June 2024 against the impugned finance bill of that year, a wave of demonstrations fueled by a generation demanding accountability and economic justice that quickly turned into a bloodbath. KNCHR reported that between 18th June and November 2024, there were 60 deaths, 1,300 arbitrary arrests, 610 cases of injuries ranging from deep fractures and bullet wounds to tear gas injuries, and another 74 cases of enforced disappearances. According to the latest 2025 report, last year saw a surge of alarming human rights violations. 57 people were killed, 661 others injured during the protests and assemblies, and 149 demonstrators arbitrarily arrested and detained. The commission also documented 15 abductions, suspected enforced disappearances, allegedly linked to security operations. The Operation Maliza Uhalifu program, praised for restoring calm and improving security in the North Rift region through disarmament, is now under scrutiny for reported extrajudicial killing and torture of 12 people in Marakwet East, Pokot Central and Tiati.
We have recommended that investigations be done to establish what really happened. But the Commission fully supports the ongoing disarmament. But it must be done in line within the law.
The November 27th by-elections were also marred by serious human rights violations, with 3 people killed. The Commission has condemned interference with the integrity of the polls.
The Commission monitored these by-elections, and they were kept out of 2 tallying centers, Chicago Primary School in Mbeere North and Mumboni North Ward. They were kept out of those tallying centers, and therefore we cannot make a decision on whether the elections were free and fair because we were denied entry.
The Commission notes that some recommendations from last year's report have been implemented, but in a sluggish manner and sometimes in the doldrums. KNHCR is again urging more sweeping reforms to end extrajudicial killings, torture and enforced disappearances, calling for the full operationalization of the National Coroner Service Act and the adoption of the Minnesota Protocol to ensure independent investigations into all suspicious deaths. The Commission further demands that the IG expedite investigations into all killings and bring perpetrators to justice. It also calls on the state to ratify the International Convention for the Protection of All Persons from Enforced Disappearances. A handful of police officers have been arrested and charged over protest-related deaths and shootings, but many cases remain unresolved. Laban Shaban, NTV.